box.
No, stop.
It's already started. We're only on. We're on for 9 seconds, and the puppy already starts eating a box.
Okay.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're armed with
Nobody's on here yet.
things. Yeah, but they'll be tuning in on the replay.
We have some bones.
Yeah, so we're armed with things
Here,
to
Winnie.
keep them busy.
So they're
And Kathy Bananas has got her bananas and her nuts. And what else you got? You got a whole smorgasbord of stuff. Water,
berries.
berries. What kind of berries?
I'm foraging now. Blackberries.
Very nice. Very nice.
From Publix. I'm foraging from Publix.
Yes. Shout out to Publix.
Greetings from Texas.
And I'm drinking my
For
Mexican
UTG.
Coke because I'm becoming Mexican.
You're not.
I am. I had delicious Mexican tacos today. Shout out to Mexiven on Bradyville Pike.
Wargo says what's happening. Marco says we're here.
I see that, Rocco.
Cooker ATV says hi, Uncle Tony.
What's happening,
Roy
guys?
Miller says hi. Ford LTD is here, says greetings.
Greetings.
Craig
And
Cheeto,
salutations.
K-Pasta.
K-pasta?
K-Pasta.
I haven't had pasta in a while.
Thunderstruck says
Pasta's not
Tony.
Mexican.
No, it's Italian.
Right, no.
It's Italian.
I only eat and drink
If I say
Mexican
it
things now.
properly myself. Let's see. Who else is here? I said Craig.
Yes.
Joe K is here. Scrapla is here. I need new glasses. I'm waiting for the next week, so I might make a mistake.
Yes.
That's why.
The new glasses are on order, but you know,
They're
obviously,
on
like
order.
everything else
And
in life.
it's a
there's-
holiday, right?
Right, yeah.
So, hey, wait.
Yes.
Let's see. Weary Bunny says hello, UTG. Oscar Gonzalez. Ryan S says
Where are my bunnies?
no.
Oh.
Ryan S says, "Welp, I did it. I bought a modern car. It's a 2014 2SS Camaro. If my math is mathing with what I want to do, I'll be around 530 horsepower." That was hard for me to read.
Congratulations on your
In
new
so
ride.
many ways.
Well, Neil, let's talk about some of the ways that was difficult.
Okay, well, one of my eyes is not working.
Okay.
And the second way is it was a new Camaro. Sorry.
You don't like his new Camaro?
Well, no. It's just a new car, that's all.
She's allergic to new cars.
Congratulations. Enjoy your new car.
Yes. I think you're okay with the 2014.
2014 is probably not that bad.
Probably okay.
You can
Probably
probably
okay.
get away with it.
But yes, absolutely. Good luck with it.
Hello, Mexicans back. Let's see. Rocco says, my grandmother lived to 99 and never needed glasses. She drank right from the bottle. Did she? Maybe I need to drink from the bottle.
I only need them
It's
for reading.
possible.
My far vision is great.
So you should go to the eye doctor.
I can count your fingers from here.
You should come with me to the eye doctor.
I don't have to go to the eye doctor.
What do you mean?
I can see. I don't have any problem seeing at all. I can read all the little things on the wall
You read
behind
things
us.
far away,
I do.
not close up.
Yeah, no close up I can't read. But you know, anything in an arm's like right about there, right about that distance.
Yeah.
Any glasses, but beyond that I'm fine.
Okay. Bill McKiski's here.
Like I can't shoot videos without glasses on because if I'm shooting a video with the GoPro, if I don't have the glasses on, I can't see. I can see me in the GoPro, but I can't see what's behind
what's
me.
in the GoPro. It's too tiny.
You can't even see the GoPro.
No, you
No.
can't see the GoPro.
Right.
I'm freaking blind.
No, I can see. I can
Okay.
I can see I can see basically what's going on, but I can't see like the background or to tell if it's like the light is good or not. So I have to wear glasses when I shoot the videos.
You do a good job, though.
Yes,
I can kind of see in the camera.
that's. I think. Shout out to Dollar Tree, and
Those glasses suck. I'm sorry.
they do not suck. I've been
You
wearing.
need real glasses.
I do not need real glasses.
Yes, you do.
No, my dollar. I will put my $1.25 because now Dollar Tree's. Of course, it's $1.25. I will put my $1.25 readers up against your. What was that? $600 for the glasses.
Yeah, and
I will put my $1.25
they were
glasses
like
up against yours.
500. They were like 500.
It was something like that. It's crazy money. I'll put
But I have
my.
bifocals. That's why.
I could
can't
I could
see
wear 2 pairs of
Close
glasses.
or distance.
I could wear 2 pair.
You can.
Yes.
$600 for glasses, geez. It was like $530, right?
Something like that.
But it's 2 pairs of glasses, and they're both bifocals because I really can't see.
Yeah, so they're Gucci frames.
No, it wasn't Gucci frames. It was the cheapest frames they had.
They actually were.
Yeah, they actually were the cheapest ones they had. I didn't get anything special. Let's see. Do you guys wear glasses? You probably do. Otherwise, how would you work on your car? Walmart cheater glasses are just fine.
Yeah.
Not for me.
That's all. The ones I get at Dollar Tree are the same ones. You pay $2 from at Walmart. You pay $1.25 at Dollar Tree.
If you have good eyes, they're fine.
And I buy them. When I buy them 20 or 30 at a time, and then I just leave them everywhere. There's glasses literally everywhere.
Somebody's bag of glasses.
Although what happens is they all migrate eventually to certain areas. Like I have a nightstand upstairs at a table, and they all eventually there'll be like 30 pairs sitting on top of there, and then I've got to redistribute them, and then I'll find them
so
all.
You can find them someplace else.
Yes. Then like a week later, 2 weeks later, I find like 30 pair in like my Jeep.
You have the phones over there.
Here, eat that.
There.
All right,
Chew it on the box.
Maggie, here. Okay.
Let's see. Dragon Slayer says, but you gotta take care of you how you take care of your car.
I'm
true.
terrible with maintenance. I only fix shit when it breaks.
So you didn't know how much my glasses cost all this time?
How am I supposed to know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You came with me to the eye place.
I went to the eye place, and I just about swallowed my tongue when they gave me the price. Not that I'm cheap, I just wasn't expecting.
No.
Actually, the first time, remember this first time, she was like, "Do you want this?" Whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
And
without the line.
Yeah. And before she could say anything, I was like, "Yeah, sure, give her that."
I forgot what it's called. Progressive lenses.
Yeah, sure, give her that. So,
you got the price
so she
for
goes
that.
on the thing. It's like $800. I'm like, can we do it a little bit differently?
I said I'm fine with the line. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm not cheap. I'm not going to skimp on Kathy Banana's face, wear or anything, eyewear, right? But
it's
what
not
do you
eyewear.
want?
It's kind of important.
Can I kiss? Thank you.
So he's not drunk.
No, I'm not drunk. Here, take this.
Where's his drink? Let's see. But apparently, from what Rocco said, I should just drink from the bottle, and I'll be fine.
I trust Rocco.
I think that's the problem. Nobody says, "Hey, drink from the bottle, and you'll be fine." Let's see. Supernatural 500. Mel Rogers. Cute dogs, thank you.
Yes, my puppies. We've got all 5 of them in here.
Happy
Right now.
Memorial Day, Vinny C.
Oh, we've only got 4. Oh, there, 5. Okay.
Yeah, they're all in here.
Yeah.
Trust me. Let's see.
All my girls.
All your girls, yes.
Yeah, and they're not fighting.
No, not right now.
It's great because I have dogs that are constantly cat fighting. You have to live here to really appreciate it.
It's kind of annoying. Lance B says, yo. Blazing says, you look like you drove diesel.
Like I drove diesel?
Yeah, why is that?
I've never owned a diesel. I've driven many diesels. I've worked on a bunch of them, but I've never owned a diesel.
George Pahuntis? I read that with my good eye. Says, hello from New Jersey, Uncle Tony.
What's going on there up there in New Jersey?
Tony, what is that car to your left?
What exit are you on?
I don't know.
That's in Jersey. They define their areas by what exit off either the Turnpike or the Garden State Parkway they're at.
Probably the left.
What car is where?
To your left.
My left. This is my left, and that's Jungle Jim Lieberman's 1969 Nova. I don't know if that's the one that he drove or the one that Claire Sanders drove, but it's a pencil illustration. I've had that for eons.
Yeah. Long time.
At
had that in
Lions
New York?
drag strip.
Yeah. We bought that at English Town.
Oh,
English Town Swap Meet.
25, 30 years
At
ago.
least, yeah.
Yeah. And then on the other side is Wild Willie Borscht.
Let's see. Spencer Wellizer says, what is your opinion on the ML Duramax. Many question marks.
I don't have an opinion on it. I don't know enough about them to have a. I literally don't know enough about them to have an opinion on them.
Michael Orlowski says, I have a 318 board 30 over with 340 heads, wood 340 heads on it.
Okay.
I'm guessing he's asking would they fit on it.
Yeah, absolutely. A bolt right on. With the 318 and that small bore, use the later heads. Don't use, and 340 and 360 heads are going to be the same. Don't use the X heads. Those are the 202 intake valve heads. Don't use those because there's valve shrouding with the small 318 bore. Even 30 over or 60 over, there's still going to be valve shrouding. So use the later 340, 360 heads with the 188 intake valve, and you'd be fine. It would work really well.
Nick Martinez says UTG SNL. We don't watch SNL.
No, I haven't.
We don't stay up that late.
No, please. I haven't stayed up that late since I was. No, I haven't watched Saturday Night Live since.
TV.
Like literally, like like 1980.
We watch YouTube.
1982, 1983. When it was funny, it was funny. Yeah. I see clips of it occasionally, and I have no idea. But I do remember very distinctly the very first Saturday Night Live. So it was like 12, 13. And I remember the very first one with George Carlin was the host. And I remember watching that when it, was on. But,
you did?
Yes. Why I remember that and where I've blocked out most of my childhood, I don't know.
Wait,
but
any merch updates? Merch is delayed?
Merch is currently, yes, suspended.
Because, it's some things are suspended. The things that I print are now suspended. And I'm getting the ones that I print out that I have orders for. They're coming a little slowly because it's hard for me to print right now. But everything is okay. There's no new merch yet. But yeah, we're kind of like...
Merch is suspended.
I'm transitioning. I'm having everybody else print the merch for me eventually. And I'm having a hard time printing, so.
Yeah, just some current circumstances that we've got to work through.
There are circumstances.
But for the time being, merch is suspended.
Yeah, it's coming. If you ordered something, it is definitely coming. You're going to get extra stuff in your package. Just be patient. Yes,
extra stuff?
I'm sending everybody.
I can't afford that with after the glasses.
It's okay. They're getting extra stuff.
Molly!
Because I'm having a hard time printing. Okay. But yeah, don't worry. Your stuff is coming with more stuff. Merch is coming, yes, with extra stuff. Thank you, Zero.
Yes, we've had some circumstances.
Some circumstances.
Had some circumstances. So things have been a little off for the last couple of months, but we're getting back into this, de-circumstancing as rapidly as we can.
Okay, so you want people to not buy merch?
Yes, right now. At this moment, right.
Yes.
Yes.
At this moment. I have to take care of the orders that I have and get our situation together.
Yes.
We have an unusual situation, but it's okay. Let's see. Thanks, Tony. You made me want to get a Buell Blast. Laugh out loud.
Listen, I happen to love the little thing. I bought one a few years ago. It needed a transmission when I bought it. It had no first gear. And it was a little wonky in the other gears. And before I could tear it all apart, we ended up blowing it up on I forgot about that when we made the video. We were doing a New Year's Eve live with the Junkyard Jet guys. This was at the old shop a few years ago. So we were doing a New Year's Eve live, and we wanted to do a burnout, right? To bring in the new year. So I had the Buell Blast sitting right there, and I was like, okay, we'll do that. So we did this really nice big burnout with the Buell Blast in the shop. And during the course of that, the transmission, like the rest of it, was just gone. So then, at that point, it's not like a regular sports suit. You can just pull the primary off and then slide the transmission out. You have to actually split the cases.
Could you give her? Oh, we're out of bones.
I'm out of bones.
She's growling. Okay.
I'll take care of her in a second.
Okay.
So, at any rate, I pulled the bike apart, but never put it back together again. When we moved out of the old shop, I gave it to somebody, and I regretted it right afterwards. Excuse me. So now I've got this one, and actually I put a couple miles on it this morning, just doing the twisties behind the shop. We got some really twisty, really great roads right behind the shop, and I love it. It's just such a small, light thing, and I have a thing for big thumpers. Like any single cylinder engine over like 300 cc, I just love the friggin' things. The thumper is the most personable internal combustion device there is. So the Blast 500 cc thumper, it's perfect. It's just perfect. So I keep them busy for a minute because I have to reload with things.
Teddy Mopar says, watching from Maine, followed you since the Red Daytona burnout. That's a long time, Teddy.
Dude, that's 40 years ago.
I haven't followed Tony that long.
Yeah, no, you did follow me.
I did follow you that long.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
Oh my God, he's talking about. I did a drag test on it. Did a drag test on a Hemi Daytona, a second Hemi Daytona, back in like 1986, and we needed to do a burnout for the cover of the magazine. So what happened was we were in Englishtown. It was a private test session, right? So we did our drag test with it, and then we went to shoot the video. And the way the sun was, the photographer couldn't get the right. So I did like 4 or 5 burnouts with this thing, and the owner of the car was really starting to get like antsy. So finally, because even then it was a valuable car. So the photographer kept pulling me forward.
Who took the picture though?
Gromer.
Cliff
Gromer.
Neil didn't take it?
No.
Neil was working on it with you.
Yeah, Neil was there, but I believe it was Cliff. Or maybe Bolton was shooting. I don't remember exactly. So to make a long story short, that morning they had just painted around the starting line this red box, right?
What car is Tony talking about, Mexican Special?
As an 1869 Hemi Daytona.
It's on the website.
It's on the website. Go to the website. So that morning they had just painted a red box around the starting line, or in between the 2 lanes. And the photographer kept pulling me up until eventually the back tire was on the red paint. So when they did the burnout, you got red smoke out of it. It was completely by accident. But it was a killer effect. And man, Vinny Knapp was so pissed off because we put a tire track right through his brand new, freshly painted starting line. I'll be right back.
He's leaving me.
Yeah.
What are you getting?
I'm reloading for the dog.
Oh, he's getting bones. So they shut up. I should have loaded different green screens on here. I didn't. I'm being really lazy. Let's see, would they paint the line when the cars were there? Why would they paint the line? Well, I think, no, cars weren't there. He was doing like a test, and they got the track like to themselves. So, right, Tony?
Hang on.
Mexican Spec says, why would they paint when the cars are there? And I said that you were doing a test, so you were the only car there, right?
Yeah, it was on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So they had an event that Wednesday night. They painted it first thing in the morning, and then we shot our thing in the afternoon. But people always complain about the dogs barking during our lives. So we're armed, we're ready here.
The Mexican Spec wants me to notify the mods when the lives change days and times. They would appreciate it.
Okay, so for the foreseeable future, the Wednesday night, the show we do with Dr. Art is going to be on Fridays, and then Sunday. That's it. When we have when we do a show like with Scott, which always enjoy getting together with him. We're supposed to hook up with Brian Loans, so like over the next few weeks. We'll do another one with Scott. We'll do one with Brian Loans.
When I find out, I'll let you know.
And as soon as I have the dates for those, we'll post
Sometimes
them.
I don't find out until last minute. So.
Sometimes they don't happen until last minute.
Right, exactly. So that's kind of.
We'll be talking back. I want to do another live with Jamie. We haven't done a live in a while. So,
No.
what's my? You want one of these things too?
No. I have to move her.
I just gave you one. You can't tell me you ate it that fast, Lily.
Where's Molly's? She's jumping on me. No problem.
They blew through those things that
Yeah,
fast?
those they go through really fast. The
no.
white ones they chew longer.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
How about Tuesday? We have a dog class on Tuesday.
Yes, yes.
That
I have,
Tony has to go to.
yes. Yes. Dog things.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
So you're saying that these things are not going to
No,
work for
they
this?
eat them really quickly.
Hang on, guys.
It's
I'll
the
be right
white
back.
ones that last longer. And Monday, Dr. Art does it. Yeah, that's right. It's okay. Yeah. Now they have to sell merch to pay for dog treats. Yeah, pretty much. So they shush while we do the lives. Hopefully we can come up with new t-shirts soon, but I'm not going to print them. So we'll see. We got stuff going on. Let's see. Mini bottle rocket. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what that is, Zero.
Here we go. These work. We're ready for everything here.
They work. Yeah. Mini bottle rocket looks rad. It does. Yeah.
What about bottle rocket?
What kind of car is on the table behind Tony? That's bottle rocket.
Yes,
It's a model.
it's a model
I
with
have
KJ Kylie Blow. I don't want to move it because it's kind of fragile.
Yeah, it's fragile.
But he did a beautiful job on it.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to get that. So there have been circumstances, and that's as far as I want to talk about it. And I have not been able to get to the track over the last few weeks, last month or two. And it may not be until like this summer until we're able to actually get out and do stuff again. So we're a little behind. There's a little what's the word I'm looking for?
Combobulated.
Discombobulated. Bingo. That's why I keep you. You are a human thesaurus.
Is that why you keep me?
Yes. And all I need to do is
First
just
thing to
feed
say,
you bananas.
Let's see. Stephen Giovi sent you a super chat.
Thank you. You paid for some of
He says,
silence.
Tony.
It's a bag of
He
silence.
says, thanks for your channel. More chew toys for the dogs. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Stephen. I'm trying to heart it. It's not letting me heart it. There it goes. Andrea Alvarez is waving.
Hi,
Okay.
Andrea Alvarez.
Shadow Band says, sir, I need to speak to you about your car's extended warranty.
Well, let's go. Let's talk about it. Could you imagine me with a warranty?
You've had a warranty.
When?
I'm a Mustang.
I didn't let them do anything with it.
No, I know, but you had a warranty. I think you would have avoided your warranty by the things that you were doing.
The first time I blew up the transmission,
Mm.
so I blew up the transmission 4 times. And the first time I did it, I gave it to, I warrantied it,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And I felt like such a piece
I
of
remember
shit.
that.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I literally,
My transmission doesn't work.
yeah, I literally had an existential crisis. I couldn't handle it, right? Because it was my car, and I couldn't let, so I just, here, go work on it, right?
Mm.
So I had a crisis. And so the next 3 times that I blew up the transmission, I literally paid for the parts out of my pocket and rebuilt it myself.
Yeah.
That's my only warranty experience.
I
I'm
know.
63 years old. That's the only warranty experience I've ever
Yeah,
had.
because you feel guilty because you broke it. Wargo says, yo, Tony, if you have a 76 motorhome 2-barrel 400, what would you do to it to make a torquey cruiser engine for a full-weight C-body for under $1,500?
Under $1,500 bucks.
Yeah.
So compression, you're compression challenged with that, right? I would find a set of so you find a set of 915 heads, those are 67 440 heads, and those are they're the same as 516s, but they have the bigger exhaust valve. You could find a set of 516s. Don't let the 1.6 exhaust valve like freak you out. It's not that bad. But the closed chamber will help get the compression up a little bit. And make sure when you put it together you find, and they're hard to find anymore, a set of the steel shim head gaskets like they originally had. And that'll at least boost your compression slightly, a little bit. That's a help. $1,500. that would leave you enough for a relatively small cam. And I don't want to make relatively small cam. I don't want to make any recommendations by manufacturer, and I don't really know what you're looking for specifically, but a street Hemi grind cam is pretty torquey. Best intake manifold you could use on that, if you're working on a budget, is try to find a 1972, 71? No, the 1972 400 4-barrel intake manifold. Generally, you go to a swap meet, like a more private swap meet, and you find these cast iron, like thermoquad manifolds for like, $25 because nobody wants them. And that's a really good intake manifold. So I would try to find one of those. Find one of the pre-EGR thermoquad intake manifolds. And then carburetor, you got to feed that. If it's a 400, you got to feed it at least 750, 800 CFM for it to be happy. So a thermoquad, a quadrajet, or the big AVS or AFB style carburetor. And I think that's pretty much, you can put together a really nice, drivable, torquey, fun package. Something that'll run like high 13s in like a 3,800 pound car, or 3,700 pound car, for about that, using that criteria.
Barrow's Garage says hello.
What's going on, Barrows?
He's been around a long time.
He has been around a long time.
A long
I was
time.
actually,
We
Molly
appreciate
Jane,
that.
get away from the frickin' box.
I put a new
Okay.
chair and
Doggy
box
shoes,
in it.
your super chat's at work.
Yeah.
Okay.
We appreciate it very much.
Yes,
We couldn't
Maggie,
get
here.
through this without you guys.
Okay.
Um, okay, so let's see. Somebody said, hey Tony, been watching your channel for a few weeks. I love your knowledge and been learning a lot about older cars, which is good because me and my wife about buy a 68 Delta. This is Rocky 91.
Okay.
So he's
Those
a
are
new
nice
viewer.
cars.
Yeah, new viewer.
68 Delta is a
That's
very cool car.
That's a good thing to buy. Good luck with that.
Yes, good luck with it. Enjoy that car.
Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. Mr. Dodge 99 says those old Ford AOD trans were junk. My brother ate through those things and his F-150s.
I mean, in a light car, they work really well. They work great with the Mustangs. I'm trying to think who was the guy that did those. It'll come to me. It just depends on the application and how hard you're pushing the thing.
Gold and Silver Drinking says,
Good
I want to
name.
buy my first 1966 Mustang restored fairly 20 grand.
Say that again now?
He wants to buy his first 1966 Mustang restored fairly 20 grand. Be careful.
Be careful.
Be careful with
Be
the
careful.
Mustangs.
The Mustangs, those early Mustangs are the absolute top of the line as far as like butchered, restorations go. Because there wasn't a lot of substance to those cars to begin with.
I remember looking at those like with my family in 1980.
Yeah.
And everyone in Staten Island was like,
Rotted.
Yeah, completely rotted.
I know.
It was totally gone. And that was in 1980. So imagine what they were now.
Yeah, and for $20,000, you're not going to get one that's decently restored.
Yeah.
That's a really hard car. Now, I'm not saying what you want to do is impossible,
Right.
but what I'm saying is that it's going to be very difficult. You're going to have to pick through a lot of turds, especially at that
And
price
people
point.
like to flip those. And really don't care what they're giving you.
Yeah.
Barrow's Garage sent you a $2 super chat.
Thank you,
A couple
more.
more bucks for the pups.
Thank
you,
you.
Barrows. Let's see. Old School says, Tony, does your dog ride in the front seat with you?
I had not currently. The only pups that really go anyplace with us are the border collies. The other three are very difficult. They're all rescues and they're very damaged, so they're very difficult to go anyplace with. No, I had a dog named Trixie, which was a beagle, and she came with me everywhere. Like literally anywhere and everywhere I went. As I'd walk out the door, she would just follow me out to the door, jump into whatever I was driving, and we would just go, right? The dog I never saw a leash, right? But she's been dead now for, oh God, probably like close to 10 years,
Long time.
right?
Yeah.
8 or 10 years now. But no, the two border collies, they ride in crates. We have a couple of crates, and they just love it. They just love being in
They
crates.
love their crates.
When we don't have the crates in the truck, they don't want to be in there.
Yeah, Winnie freaks out. She shoves herself between the tire and the back window.
Yeah.
Charlie is here. Charlie Roman.
Charlie, what's going on, brother?
Says hello, Tony and Kathy. I've been in some terrible cars: the Yugo, Chevette, Pinto, and Vega. Yeah.
Well, let's pick those apart now. Which cars were they?
Hang on. I gotta scroll back. Yugo, Chevette.
Yeah, the
Pinto,
Yugo was
and
definitely a
Vega.
turd. The Chevettes I kind of liked.
Not back then, you didn't.
What's that?
Not back then, you didn't.
I didn't dislike them. I worked on many of them. They were a very popular car. I didn't hate them. There were cars I hated. The Chevette wasn't one of them. God, what was another one?
Vega and Pinto.
And I liked Vegas and I liked Pintos. And they like lists of cars that always get my attention. Cosworth Vegas always get. Whenever I come across one,
Stop.
here you go.
Riddell sent you a super chat. Inside every man there are 2 dogs. In this man they are corn and hot.
They're what?
Corn and hot. Corn dog, hot dog.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, what's that Indian thing? Every inside every man is 2 wolves.
2 wolves, right?
One that I don't know plays poker. One that I don't remember what.
I don't
what
think
that
that's
was.
what that is. I don't think so. Rocco says, Tony, what do you think of the slate truck? What is that? What's the slate truck?
That's the one that.
I'm uninformed.
Yeah, I'm barely informed on that too.
Okay. What is it?
Is it Jeff Bezos
What about?
is introducing a bare bones electric,
Oh, brother.
a low dollar bare bones electric pickup
That's
truck
what we want from Jeff Bezos.
for like $20,000.
Nice.
Now I don't know enough about it. I don't even know if it's real. I don't know. I mean, I'm open to the idea. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm not anti-EV. I'm anti-EV stupidity.
Right.
Now, if they were to come out with a cheap, simple, practical EV, that wasn't a computer on wheels, that wasn't one of these chargers. Oh boy, the stuff's going on with those chargers. But that's another. But I don't know enough about the slate to offer an opinion on it.
Scoop says a Fox body notchback would work. 72Z28 says, I thought wolves play Go Fish.
They do something. Somebody's got to know what that is. Inside every man is 2 wolves.
Stop it.
What the hell is that? One wolf that wants
Yeah.
something, and
It's
the
a
other
good
wolf that does
and
the
a
other
bad
thing.
Wolf. Yeah, that's what it is.
What is it?
It's a good wolf and a bad
The
wolf.
good wolf and the
Right,
bad
yeah.
wolf.
Stop! She's eating the chair. I'm gonna push it towards you
Okay.
so she can't.
I'll get the swatter out of the way when she gets near it. Okay.
Because she ate the chair I'm sitting on.
So here's the thing. Molly ate the chair. She's in it. She's 6 months old now. She's in like the end of her teething phase. So she ate a good portion of the chair that Kathy Bananas is sitting on right now. So Kathy ordered a replacement chair, and I says, "Don't put it out. Don't just leave it in the box. Don't put it together and take it out until she's done teething." Well, she's decided that the box itself is the thing. You want to get a
She's
picture?
trying to get.
You want to
into
show them
the-
what's going on over here?
She's trying to get into
Yeah.
the chair. See, the
So
chair
yeah,
is in there, but I don't want her to chew the chair.
right. So
But that's what's going on. She
Right.
went that big hole and
Yes,
started
yes.
taking
Go away.
parts out. You can't have anything nice. This is why we can't have nice
this
things.
is why we can't have nice things.
It's just a nice, cheap chair. That's all it is. And I can't even put it together. It's alright. Let's see. each other. Oh, somebody got timed out by 0. Oh, deleted. Someone got deleted.
Oh, jeez.
I missed what they said. 0 doesn't, so I always miss what
0
they
does not
say.
play
He
games.
doesn't play games. Thank you, 0. Let's see. See, Barry Cuda says, cool. I had a 76 XT and a 78 TT. What is that? What is that?
Yamaha?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they're talking to each other.
Oh, they're talking, yeah. So I got rid of my SV650 last week because I love that bike too much.
Okay, yeah, you don't need to be hooning.
Yeah, I don't need to be hooning. So I'm back down now to, I got my 2 Sportsters, my Buell Ulysses, which even though it's hoonable, it doesn't bring out the hoon in me.
Okay, that's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're too old for that.
Please.
Too old for that.
You forget, right? So I took the SV out, and I kept saying to myself, be cool with it, be cool with it, be cool with it. And inside of a few miles, I was not being cool with it. So I said, this is way too much temptation. So I got rid of the bike. So now we're back down to, I got 4 now. I got the 2 Sportsters, my Buell Ulysses, and I'm going to keep that Buell Blast. I love that little bike, a little piece of shit, little turd inside, but I love it. I love it. It's got so much character, and it doesn't bring out the hoon in me.
Very good. That's good.
Too old to hoon.
Too old to hoon.
A man needs to recognize when he's too old to hoon.
Yeah, exactly. Old School says, Tony, what's the most miles you put on a single drivetrain?
I couldn't. Yeah, I know one. Back in 93, 94.
Stop it.
I was 93. I was at the maximum peak of running all over the country with all these different fuel cars that I was working on. Because I was a wrench for hire. Need a clutch guy? Call Tony. Need a top end guy? Call Tony. Need a diver? Call Tony. So I was constantly employed, and I was always running to the races and then coming back. So I needed something that could do cross country. What? What are you laughing? What did I do? You just spitting at you.
I was drinking my water and I read a comment.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I say that.
It's okay. Rocco.
So I needed something that would go cross country reliably and comfortably, and I bought an '86 Monte SS, and I put over 100,000 miles on that car during the period of time that I had it. Because constant every weekend. It was like go 6 states over, finish up, turn around, go 6 states back, and then 3 days later went down. It was craziness, right? So I put 100,000 miles on that thing. During a short period of time that I had it. So I would say yes, that would be the one.
It's okay, Rocco. I was just taking a drink of my water. At least it didn't go through my nose. I just spit it
What was
back
the
into
comment?
the cup. Inside every man are 2 hoons.
Listen, it's a very real thing. It's a very real thing. The thing, there are things that, like, I'm 63, and I'm reminded of my age pretty often, like when I try to stand up, when I try to sit down, when I try to go upstairs, when I try to go downstairs. I'm reminded of my age constantly. But a motorcycle is like a fountain of youth. You're on a motorcycle and you are eternally like 19 years old and in perfect shape, okay? Because that's just what the motorcycle does to your head. And then when you have a bike that's very responsive, very flickable, very quick, and you've got the right road, you forget. You know what I mean? You just completely forget that you're old, you're not going to heal as well, and you can't, like, I'm in a position right now where I cannot afford.
We can't afford bionic body parts. Right?
It's not even, I just
can't do that.
It's not that I can't afford money-wise, I can't afford to be down right now. Even if I just break an ankle or something like that, it would really screw things up right now. So it's no, temptation is too great. So I sold the bike.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad thing. Let's see. Dripping Glasses. Did you notice all the older guys think air conditioning is a plus on the 69's muscle cars? Back then, it wasn't available on the best ones.
Back in the day, we would outright reject cars because they had air conditioning. I can tell you for a fact, I passed on cars, like things like, GTXs and stuff like that. Passed on them, and they ended up going to the freaking junkyard because they had air conditioning. And I just did not want to deal with removing all of the stuff, under the hood, all of the stuff under the dash to simplify it. And you can't just take a regular heater box and stick it in there. So I could tell you for a fact that when you get to like that 1980 period, 1981, 1982, like before muscle cars started to become really valuable, I could tell you for a fact that many muscle cars went to the scrapyard because they had factory air conditioning. It wasn't until the cars became popular and the people who were dealing with them were older, right? So when you're 20 years old and you're screwing around with a muscle car and all you care about is street racing or taking it to the track and working on it and all that, air conditioning is the ultimate negative. But now you get to be 35 and the car is a Sunday afternoon pleasure thing and stuff like that. Now air conditioning becomes a premium.
Jay says, Tony, I'm 63 too. Is Truax here? Somebody says, oh, hey. Yeah, hi.
Oh, Jeff,
He says, hello, Tony and Kathy. Hope your weekend's going well. Hello.
I saw the clip you sent me. I was going through my messages last night. I saw the clip you sent me. I didn't respond. Car sounds snappy. That's really good, man.
Let's see. Andrew Button says, greetings.
Greetings, Andrew.
Danny Boyd is here.
Of course he is. Danny Boyd is
Well,
always.
he made it late. He was late, but he's here.
I think the dogs are all chewed out.
Oh, I don't know. They're probably going to get sick.
They will get sick. We're
Well.
going to deal with dog puke afterwards.
Goodness. Okay, Kathy. That's me. Said, ask Tony if he would ever fly on a plane if it was for dog reasons, trying to challenge his reluctance to fly proclamation. Laugh out loud.
No, I will not get on a plane. I carry the dog on my back and hitchhike before I get on a plane.
No flying for Germany.
No. Or I'll pay somebody else to take the flight.
I love to fly. I do. I love flying. Nothing beats a cold Coke in a bottle. Yes, redonk. That's right.
It is a Mexican Coke. I do not drink domestic Coke. Domestic Coke has high fructose corn syrup, and these things are made with cane sugar, real actual cane sugar. Friggin' expensive too. They're like $2.50 a pop over at Publix.
Oscar Gonzalez says Amtrak for Uncle Tony. Mad Joe says, Uncle Tony, you have $2,200 to make a drag car. What are you doing?
Mission Improbable. Literally, that's...
Yeah, the extra.
Yeah, I forgot how much we're into it for, but it's right about that.
What was that station wagon that we saw that was already, that somebody was making into a drag car?
No, that would take thousands to
We
finish.
figured, what
Yeah,
is
if I
it?
had $2,000, $2,200 like that for a drag car, Mission Improbable. Quite literally, exactly that vehicle, and I'm doing it now. And again, to have not been able to get back to the track over the last month or so, circumstances. But when we do get back to the track, I am absolutely getting that thing into the eights. 8th mile, of course.
Teardrop Trailer says hello from New Mexico.
Greetings.
Let's see. Jay Bullock says there was a big block, small block question earlier. Was there?
I don't know. You read the questions. I'm the stunt monkey, man. I just sit here.
You're not a stunt monkey.
You toss them at me and I try to hit the back.
Rocco says, Tony, buy the yellow cap Coke during Passover. Where's the yellow cap?
I don't know. It's got to be kosher. So.
But is it?
But kosher doesn't. All kosher means is it was blessed by a rabbi. It doesn't mean that it has. It could be DDT in there. It doesn't make any difference as long as it's blessed by a rabbi.
Yeah. Into the shade we goner.
And it has no pork products.
I junked my Mercedes because the cylinder walls were scored. Elusive walls? I don't know what that means. Did I make the right choice?
Dude, I can't ask you. I can't answer that question. If it's a later model Mercedes that has like a the spray on cylinder wall coatings that can't be machined,
Is that what it means by elusive wall?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. You probably made the right choice. If it's an older one, it just depends on what it was.
Willie King has never been a dream.
Congratulations, man.
It's fun.
Every time I ever got on one, I swore.
Landing is awesome.
I swore that would be the last time, and then eventually it was.
I love it. It's the point we're running out of gas. I didn't really love that part of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shiggle says sometimes the Mexican Coke doesn't have enough carbonation, and it does taste a little like Pepsi.
I prefer Pepsi to Coke.
It's too sweet, Pepsi.
But no, this has got good carbonation.
Alright, so Solar Fire says there's a YouTube that tested Mexican Coke versus USA Coke. And it says high fructose corn syrup was present in both, just less in the Mexican.
They've got the ingredients listed here. It says nothing about high fructose corn syrup. It just says cane sugar. So, I don't know. I'm trying not to drink too many of them. I really do enjoy them. So, I'm trying to eat a little healthier.
You're trying to eat healthier, yes. Let's see. Zero says red, white, and blue can of Pepsi is the real deal sugar.
Really?
Is it? I don't think
I've never heard that, but I'll try it. I'll look for it.
What's in the bag? Oh.
Dog
bones.
Keep the dogs quiet.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Shippo says I had an entire 4-pack of Mexican Coke. Got the caps were all loose on the bottles. Very disappointing.
Well, it happens.
Disappointing.
Maybe that's where the carbonation was bad.
Maybe. Oh, I'm trying to grab something.
You having another banana?
Yeah, I am.
Look at you go. See, that's catty banana.
Stop talking about soda. Drink cool, refreshing water.
Molly Jane, stop.
Oh my God.
Come on.
This is a card channel, you nutcases.
Come on.
Captain Obvious is telling us we're supposed to not talk about anything except cards.
No.
What do you mean?
We talk about anything that pops up.
Let's see. Oscar Gonzalez says, so all the time, In-N-Out was serving artificial stuff. Probably, yeah.
I don't know. I've never had an In-N-Out burger. Or have I? No. I don't believe that I have.
17 says Gordon Ramsay is a fan of the In-N-Out burger. Or was it another joint? I don't know. It's Molly, yeah. She wants to eat the new chair.
She's trying to eat the box that the new chair is in.
Mm-hmm.
To replace the chair that she ate.
Right.
Molly Jane.
Everyone loves In-N-Out. Do they?
What's that?
In-N-Out burgers. That's just in California, right?
Well, they're coming to Tennessee.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We don't eat that crap anyway.
No.
Neither should anybody else.
I've cut out so much stuff, guys.
Do you know what's in the food? You can do a channel about just what's in the food. Oh my goodness.
Molly, stop. Molly.
Alright, Crown 84 says a high revving small block Ford sounds the best.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
You don't?
I'm a 1-843-657-2 guy. It's just the way it is, you know. But to each his own.
Oscar Gonzalez wants to know, do you have any 4th of July traditions, car show visits, grilling, lighting fireworks? We used to do stuff in New York. We don't now.
When we were in New York, yeah.
I think since...
We had some pretty crazy freaking 4th of July
my
parties.
sister-in-law threw up in our sink and it got clogged. I don't know if we had any more parties.
We had in the 90s,
crazy parties.
we had literally the most insane, how people didn't die, I don't know. Am I making this up? Am I exaggerating a little bit?
Crazy.
We used to make, so we did this for a few years. So we would start off the afternoon by getting drunk, right?
We would drink hooch. A red hooch.
For breakfast. Then we would drag the fuel car out into the driveway and do rompies and chirpies and stuff like that. just to get everything going, right? Then we put the fuel car away and wait until the sun came down, and we drink a lot more in between. And then the explosives came out. So we would make chlorine bombs, we made flour bombs, we made watermelon bombs.
Yeah.
We made and I used to get blockbusters. So a blockbuster is like a quarter stick of dynamite. We used to throw around M80s like they were like little lady fingers.
Didn't we break somebody's windows?
Well, a couple of years in a row, I had the following year, or the following day was paid for the damage day.
Your brother was on here, and yes, the neighbors really appreciated it.
My brother is on here now to back up everything that I'm telling you. He was part of it.
You were there.
The next day, I would go around to all of the neighbors, and I would pay for their mailboxes.
Right.
I would pay for the
We
garbage.
didn't blow up anybody's mailbox.
Oh no!
No. Who did that?
Across the street on
You blew up somebody's mailbox?
Yes, we would pay for windows that were broken, and like any other damage that may happen. Right? It was a very expensive. 5th of July was a very expensive day for me.
Wasn't tequila also involved on
Tequila
the 4th of
was
July?
involved in that.
The worm.
The worm.
Every year.
Chasing the worm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Right, James?
Yeah.
And didn't you stand on top of the van and shoot fireworks at your brother?
My brother and I.
Fireworks at you.
My brother and I, who's on right now. One year, we were boxed. Okay, boxed. I mean, like degenerate falling down, like drunk.
That was the tequila.
There was a tequila, right?
Yeah.
So.
Your brother said yes, mezcal was always involved.
Always involved, right? So he had a green Dodge van, right? It was like a 73 Dodge van. And we had both bought fireworks, all kinds of shit that goes up in the air and right, all of that. So he and I climbed to the top we got on the roof of the van with all of these fireworks and what was left of the bottle of tequila, and started shooting fireworks off the roof of the van. Well, one of us, we had Roman candles, and one of us accidentally hit the other one with one of the Roman candles, and then it was game on. So he had a box or a bag of fireworks, I had a box of fireworks. We're both on the roof of this van. So just picture the space that we're occupying, and we were blowing all of the stuff up at each other from across the roof of the van.
I remember it being in the driveway of the van. Like it was like next to the house.
Yes, it was next to the house, yeah.
The driveway.
Yeah.
Wasn't parked on the street.
Yeah. The next day I was burned from head to toe. It was, you had to be there. You absolutely had to be there.
James made it and you made it. You both made it.
Yes,
Your
we made
brother
it.
says, yes, my green van was a missile launch platform.
Right, but we were launching the missiles at each other.
Yeah.
You know the stuff that goes up in the sky goes, and it goes like that. And we were firing that shit at each other at point blank range.
It's horrible. See, it's kind of good that you're not young anymore.
Oh,
because
God.
you did bad things.
Guys, how I made it to this age, I don't know. I do not know.
But you know what? The whole block was like that. It wasn't just you guys. You know.
Yeah, we were next level then.
No, the whole family was kind of like that. No, not just you guys. It was a bunch of houses were like that. Let's see. Kevin Smith says bottle rocket fights are great fun.
Yeah. Only these were mortar fights.
Your brother says no. It was in the street and we roved around and shot each other. I have pictures to prove it. Oh, really?
I'd like
You
to
have
see
pictures?
that.
Yeah. We would like to see the pictures. We need the photos. We need the evidence. Who took pictures? Back then.
Who could have been taking pictures?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, James.
Oh, no, we had, I bet you maybe Norman Blake was there.
No, Norman Blake wasn't there for that. This was at your mother's house.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, it was like, well,
No,
oh,
that
yeah, you're
was at your
right.
mother's house.
That was at my mother's house, that's
Yeah.
right. That's
So
right,
it was very early,
yeah.
long time ago. Who took photos? I can't even imagine how anybody would have pictures of that. See, this is why you get away with so many things, because nobody had phones with cameras in them anymore.
Who was it that?
The police, James says Mike took the pictures. Oh, did he? We need to see them, James.
Who was it that puked so hard that we could hear it hit the wall?
I don't know, everybody. Well, James later puked in the bathroom, and your dad was on the floor, and we couldn't get him up. Remember, James ran in the bathroom and locked himself in there.
I
That
just
might have
remember,
been a different time. I think it was the 4th of July, though.
I just remember being in the house and like,
James says maybe me. I think it was James. Because he ran in the house and ran in our bathroom. Because we had the apartment at the time.
yeah,
And he locked the door and nobody could get in.
yeah.
And then your
that's
father
right. I do
collapsed
remember that.
on the floor because he was very drunk.
Yeah.
in the breezeway, in the hallway, like where you walked in the door, was
Right.
that close? Yeah. We couldn't get him up.
I only remember being in the
And
hallway.
nobody could get your brother out of the bathroom.
I remember being in the hallway next to the bathroom, and I heard like this retching sound,
Yeah.
and then like an unmistakable it's like a hard hit and a splash.
Yeah, that was your brother. That was the tequila. The meth.
You could hear it from out in the hallway, the splash.
Disgusting, James. And then we couldn't get him out of the bathroom.
So you guys ask about 4th of July traditions. Now you know why I have no 4th of July traditions.
Yeah, we did it already.
You did it, done it, got the T-shirt, and now I just
We're not going to beat that. So.
yeah, you can't top that. Don't even try.
No, now it's just mellowing when we watch everybody else and we're like, oh, is it all you can do? Let's see.
Nothing ever went up in the air. Like the first 3 things would go up in the air. And then from that point on, it was racing fireworks down the street. It was, do you remember that?
Yeah. Rocco says, oh, I missed my 20th. Yeah, we were in our 20th. Yeah. Yeah, and fireworks were legal in New York at that time. It's illegal. You can't have a firecracker. That's illegal.
Remember the flower bombs?
Yeah. James and Tony are still not together. No. James is still in Jersey. Your brother says, but I got up and continued. Did you, James? Did you get up? I don't know. Was that the time that Mike peed in the garbage bag on the stove? We had a garbage bag on the stove door.
Yeah.
And he peed.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yep. That's like when it was like when Cheeseburger pissed on the Christmas tree.
Oh my God. Your brother says, and John Taddia, the fireman, sold us those fireworks. Right?
Right.
Oh my God, the stove. Okay, you know where you open the door of the stove and you can just like drape the garbage bag over the top and then shut it because it was a party. There were a lot of people there, and people were throwing like cups away and stuff like that. And Mike peed in the garbage bag.
I remember that.
Oh God!
So all of the fireworks came from the firemen, because what would happen was, in the weeks leading up to the 4th of July, the New York City cops would confiscate fireworks, okay? And then they would give it to the fire department to dispose of. And then the firemen would sell the fireworks to everybody on the street. Because this is how New York works.
I don't think it was such a bad thing.
Oh no, it was
Really
fine.
I think
It was
a
fine.
fun thing. You know, rules don't really exist.
We had just moved here. And we were here for a couple of years. And I had this friend Cheeseburger, who's dead now, but for obvious reasons. So he comes over for Christmas, and you know it was a really low key kind of Christmas. And he's like, "Hey, you guys mind if I drink my own stuff?" And I was like, "No, why not?" So he had a bottle. I think it was Wild Turkey, and he literally it was like seeing an Animal House. Top it off, chugged the whole thing,
Oh my
right?
God.
And then we sat down to eat. And as we were eating, it started to.
We were in our 20s then, so it was like horrible.
20s. I was in my 40s.
No, I said we weren't in our 20s.
Oh, yeah.
Then. No,
Yeah.
we had matured a little bit by that time. I was so angry. I was really mad.
See, we had just finished eating and getting ready to have coffee and stuff, and he gets up and he walks over to the Christmas tree and he takes a leak. and then he fell over and he passed out on the floor. And that's all right, got it.
He passed out under the Christmas tree.
Passed out.
Get him up.
He passed out under the Christmas tree, and then we took pictures. Remember?
Yeah, I think I threw them out.
Oh, you threw those out?
Yeah.
Ralph and I were posing with him like he was
It's horrible. Horrible. Okay, so you got a super chat from Alan.
Thank you.
Tony, how many vacuum advance have you replaced? Some distributors seemed defective while others were fine.
I mean, back in the day, it was a normal thing. I couldn't tell you how many I replaced. Just as a regular mechanic, dozens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of any specific ones that were more troublesome than others. I think it was like one company made all of the vacuum advance canisters. That's like one of those things that the manufacturers would just buy parts made to their spec by places that would make things like vacuum advance canisters. They were all pretty reliable.
Yeah. Miles Mahan says Tony, haha, only in New York. Yeah, New York at that time.
Yeah, it was an interesting place.
It was kind of fun.
We made it fun.
Yeah, we made it fun.
We made it fun.
It was a lot of fun.
But it was a deadly deranged fun at the same time.
Oh, it wasn't normal, like for normal people.
No.
Every time I have to have like normal associations with people, I think like you have no idea like how bad we are. Like we're really bad. We're really bad. I mean, I was bad up until I rode in the trunk of the Charger. He was stepping on the brakes. We were old. But before that, oh my goodness. I don't know how we're not dead. Literally. Like, really. Do you remember leaving Fountain Avenue? And you're running because, like, usually the cops pull up. So, like, you step on it and you run in. And
We were getting chased by the cop.
Yeah, there's that road that just was a 90-degree angle down.
Yep.
It's just like a big cliff that you just drop off. And how many cars did I run over that with? Like really fast.
Well, that was nothing with the dip. If you had a faster car at Fountain Avenue, there was a dip at about 1,100, 1,200 feet that in the left lane, that if you hit it at any speed, your head hit the roof of the car.
Yeah, we're still alive. Mm-hmm. Who died of alcoholism? Mex? He died of alcoholism? Who?
Who?
I don't know. I have no idea. We would only drink like that for parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, only on holidays we
Yeah.
would drink like that.
Yeah. Cheeseburger died from, more or less alcoholism.
No, we only drank like that if it was a holiday. Not Christmas. But like usually the 4th of July was one of those days. Oh, Zero, who'd you get rid of? He's got the axe out. Zero definitely did that in his 20s. I don't know, are fireworks legal in California? Is any?
They weren't legal in New York.
I know. But was
That
it
never
legal
stopped us.
in California? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
No, that never stopped us then. Let's see. Oh, Pink Panther is timed out. I'm sorry, Pink Panther. What'd you say?
Go easy, Pink Panther.
Yeah, go easy. Barry Cuda says, a friend of mine gave me a bottle of his homemade gin. I'm lucky to still be alive. I'm sorry, Barry.
We had plenty of concoctions
Thank
like
God
that
you're
floating
alive.
around.
Mexican Spec says nothing is legal in California, Kathy. Yeah, I figured that. But I don't know, maybe in the 80s. Who knows? I don't know. Shibboleth says we have safe and sane fireworks in California.
Safe and sane.
What is that? What would that be? Snakes and sparklers only.
We had a lot of improvised explosives.
Goodness. Snake pellets. Here, you can light a snake on fire.
We used to fill watermelons with gasoline and then blow them up with a blockbuster.
Oh my goodness.
That was
That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Rocco says we used to make limoncello. The freezing point was like -200. Crazy 77 says Captain Morgan made me forget to breathe once. You can drink like that when you're like in your 20s and it's a holiday like the 4th of July.
my worst experience is probably when I was like maybe 16 or 17 years old. I drank a bottle of Tango. So you guys are familiar with like the cheap, like, Mad Dog 2020 and all of that, right? Well, Tango was vodka and Tang, and they used to sell it, and back in New York, there's like drinking ages, and that was just a suggestion. You just throw the clerk an extra $5 and you get whatever you want. So I got a bottle of Tango, and
How old were you?
16, 17?
But in Staten Island, I went into bars at 14.
Right.
I
I used to take you into bars. You were 14 years old.
The caves
Or
we
15,
went to,
15,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't drink them.
So I got a bottle of Tango, and it didn't taste like anything. It literally just did taste like Tang. You didn't know you were drinking anything. And I wiped out the whole bottle in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I just guzzled it. And I ended up waking up the next day like hugging a tree
Nice.
on, what was the street? Woodland Avenue, was it?
What's that?
The hill, remember? It was
Woodlands?
Woodland. I woke up on the corner of Woodland and Barlow. Barlow? No, it wasn't Barlow.
I don't remember Woodland Avenue. I remember Barlow.
Woodland ran between. Oh, it doesn't matter. These guys don't know what the streets
Okay, no.
are. But I woke up the next morning, like hugging the base of a tree,
Nice.
and like there were people going to like school and work, and I was like, it was such a degenerate thing.
At least you had the experience. New City Carpet says, a friend put a garbage truck through a Burger King after getting a bottle of vodka for Christmas at the start of his 5 a.m. route. Sorry, oh no, that's okay. It's funny. I'm out. Good night. Good night, 17.
Good night, brother man.
Sarah says, when fireworks were made illegal, it was worse. when they were made legal. It got much worse. Haha. Cheers from Southern California. You tree hugger, Tony. That's funny.
Hugging the tree, wrapped around it, like wrapped around the base of the tree.
Are you a horrible drunk, Kevin? Then you should not get drunk.
Oh,
You have to be a happy drunk.
I'm a happy drunk.
Yeah, I'm happy drunk. I laugh at everything. Marco says, I do miss drinking at work. Everybody sucks anymore. Everybody sucks.
I think the dumbest thing I ever did.
Your brother says Scarlet Fire. Oh, he says, you just rambled off my survival package of my 20s. What did he ramble off? Let's see. Let's look for Scarlet. The drink's age was 18 when I turned 17. Let's see. No, that's not the comment. Let's see. Your brother was a heavyweight. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Tango, Boone's Farm Apple Wine, and Mad Dog 2020.
I wasn't the only one.
Oh, no.
I wasn't the only one. The dumbest thing I ever did, I had, and I wasn't even a kid. I was probably like, it was in my late 30s, and
You're an adult by then.
I had this guy, Fat Tommy, worked for me. He was a mechanic, a helper and a mechanic, and he drove the transporter from one of the funny cartoons. I don't remember which one it was. Oh God, I don't remember. But he drove transporter for a funny cartoon, and he worked for me in my shop at the house as a helper and mechanic. So if he did good, if he had a good week, every Saturday night I would take him to Kilmeyer's. That was his reward. So I'd pay him, and then if it was a good week, we'd go to Kilmeyer's. So Kilmeyer's was a German restaurant, ironically enough, owned by 3 Jewish guys. That was on Arthur Kill Road on Staten Island. And they had a beer there that I was hooked on. It's called Spaten Optimator. It's just black. It was just awesome beer, right? So I took Tommy there one night. So I had given Tommy a bike. He wanted a motorcycle. So I think I had a Harley. I had Spewy, the Harley.
Me too.
Yeah.
Spewy.
And I had, one of my customers gave me a little Honda Twin Star. So I got that thing running and I gave it to Tommy. Tommy weighed a good 300 pounds, 280, 300 pounds or so. And this little Honda Twin Star was like, built like a 12-year-old girl. But it was this motorcycle, and he was like thrilled. So I says, end of the day, I paid him. I says, come on, Tommy, it was a good week. Let's go to Kilmeyer's. So we jump on our bikes, and we ride out to Kilmeyer's. And it was we just went a little too far that night. So usually we'd stay for a couple hours. Instead, we closed the place. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. So now we got to try to get back to the shop because he was going to stay at the shop. And I couldn't go home at that point because she would have killed me. So we decided to head back to the shop. So we get on our motorcycles, and we got to, how we got as far as we did, I don't know. But we got to an intersection, and we stopped at the intersection, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and we both fell over because we forgot to put our feet down.
Tony. That's nice.
Yeah, you had to be there. You had to be there.
Terrible. Terrible.
No, people wonder why I'm so mellow these days, right? You know,
drink at all.
I'm so straight edge, it's not funny.
Yeah, we did it already.
Been there, done it, got the t-shirt.
Danny Boyd says, I drank creams and mint as a child at a family function. Again, on my dad's side. Oh, I had Manischewitz. I would drink the Manischewitz from my parents.
That was just like drinking a...
Yeah, I know. My mother used to really like it. But there was nobody Jewish in my family. That's the wine that she would buy.
Oh, it was so sweet.
Yeah, I know. It's gross.
That's how you get a hangover.
Probably.
Did you see this?
Yeah. Shoot the banana peel. Take that piece off the table so they don't fight over it. Whatever it is they're going
They want more of these.
Oh, jeez. Guys, come on. Are they fighting over the banana peel?
They're debating whether they're going to fight over the banana.
It's all I had in my hand to throw at them. Let's see, oh yeah, level up banana peel. Mad Dog Manischewitz is Manischewitz, is it? Yeah, my mom used to buy that for some reason.
No, Mad Dog. Well, Mad Dog's sweet, but it's not Manischewitz.
Probably because everyone else in the family drank bottles of vodka. So she would go for the hoity-toity stuff. She didn't want to be the vodka drinker.
Manischewitz, if I remember, I only had it once or twice, but I remember it as being like, you took like grape.
Tiny glasses. It was in like little tiny glasses. They were.
It was equal parts grape juice and sugar.
Yeah, it was very sugary. Like that's why you only drank like a tiny bit of it. Yeah, it wasn't in like a wine glass. Man, oh, Manischewitz, yeah. Oh my goodness. How about Thunderbird? I don't know what is that.
Thunderbird was another one. I was like Ripple.
Ripple, yeah. No.
Tango was the one, boy. That Tango. That was brutal.
But my family used to make mixed drinks, like Tom Collins.
And Manhattan.
And Manhattans and whiskey sours. I guess we were fancy.
Trying to be fancy.
We were fancy alcoholics.
Yeah, fancy alcoholics, right. Sophisticated alcohol.
Right.
Don't bruise my vermouth.
Right. Those are all the fight liquors, Zero says. You bet your ass, Zero.
You did it. You bruised my vermouth.
I can see the picture in the wallpaper right now. Love you too, Zero. So funny.
Oh, good. Now, Molly is shredding the banana peels.
Is she? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
That's all right.
Keeping her
I'll
busy.
clean up.
It's too funny. Those are the fighting.
How do we get on this subject?
I don't know. But here we are. We talked about, somebody asked about what we do 4th of July.
Nothing. Like literally nothing.
Nothing now.
Nothing.
We've been through it.
I pet my dogs. That's what I do on the 4th of July.
Oh my goodness.
I pet my dogs and I think pleasant thoughts.
Yeah.
That's what I do for
Right.
every occasion.
You know, life is interesting. You have to say. At least it was interesting. It wasn't boring, that's for sure.
No.
Oh my goodness. Sarah says, gotta love Sundays. Yeah. Let's see. Everclear is like Everlast. It packs a punch, Dean Stevenson says.
Mm-hmm. When I first moved down here, that was the thing. Everclear.
Marco says alcohol built this country and alcohol is going to bring it back. He's probably right about that. You know what? Everybody's miserable because they don't drink.
Make America stagger again, right?
Right. Let's see. Made skateboarding really fun. Did it? Really?
For the record. Because you have new people joining this
right,
chat,
yeah, we
stuff
are
like that. I am 100% straight edge.
Yeah.
I don't touch anything.
Yeah,
so,
we don't drink. That
yeah.
was a long time ago.
This is like just the course of life and growing up and having different experiences.
Right.
Nothing. Zero. Nothing.
We were children, literally.
Yeah, at like 50, I was a child, but
No.
yeah.
Yeah. No, we don't drink. We haven't in forever. Scoop is laughing. I don't know. Somebody's laughing at Scoop. The Schlitz. Oh yeah. Schlitz. Beer.
No, see, I'm a beer snob. I've always been a beer snob.
Yeah, but it was like when we were kids. It was like Budweiser.
Oh yeah, when you were a
Miller,
kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a quart of Miller.
Right.
The thing.
You go sit in the woods.
Go sit in the woods.
Stare at each other.
We'd fight.
Would you fight?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Push each other out of tree houses.
Well, we were boys.
Yeah, we were boys.
Yeah, I didn't fight with anybody. Let's see. Yellow hat. Some stuff I can't hear. You Jewish? No idea. No, he's sure. No, we're not Jewish. No. Uncle Tony, I'm driving by Tennessee. Can I stop by? This is obsessed with cars. Tony, I never know where Tony is.
I never know where I'm going to be.
And I never know where he's going to be.
Honestly, I mean, I don't keep a schedule. I don't keep a schedule, and I don't ever really know where I'm going to be at any given time. So, I mean,
yeah, he's very hard to pin down.
Yeah,
for sure, even for me. Stray watching you, bro. What do you know? Oh, okay. Zero is watching. Okay, Zero is watching with an axe. Oh, let's see.
she's obsessed with this box.
I know, and the plant, the box and the plant.
And the plant.
She
And I don't want to give them any more of these because they're going to end up throwing
Yeah,
them
they're
up.
gonna be sick.
Yeah.
They want to eat that chair in that box. That's why you should just put it together.
She'll eat the freaking chair. Look what she's done to the box. Look what she did to the chair you're sitting on.
I know, it has a piece missing out of it.
She's got maybe another month and she'll be out of this phase.
Ugh, horrible. Horrible.
She's my little princess. She's a good girl.
I met a guy that moved from Tennessee to 93301. Where is that? Where is that?
California.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know California zip codes.
That's how they define their areas, by their zip codes.
Oh, like the TV. Yeah. 90331. Wasn't that a TV show or something? I don't even know. I don't watch that crap. Mid California. Oh, okay. Quentin Gill says, Uncle Tony, should I swap a 5.4 Ford Triton into my daily?
I don't know what your daily is.
Oh, you didn't say. You didn't specify. Sorry. Bakersfield, Mid California. Okay. The most dry strip.
Yeah, also. Hey, shush. We're doing YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we pay you for your treats
Yeah.
and your freaking classes.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi,
Be quiet.
Elizabeth at Jump for Joy Agility.
Yes.
Now, Elizabeth's been listening to this whole thing and she's like, oh my God.
She's not gonna. Yeah,
She's like, I can't talk to
right,
them
we're
anymore.
Done with, Elizabeth is done with us.
That's what I mean when I was like, oh, I'm talking to these people. They think I'm normal. See, hello from South Alabama.
Shh.
How come you ain't still in Bakersfield? Dogs will be dogs. Yes. Skull. Just skull.
Skull.
Dean Stevenson says. 5.4s are good engines. I think everybody is drunk now.
They
Just
probably
as we were
are.
talking about.
Right. It's contact high.
Right. It's James's fault. I'm gonna blame your brother. All I said was that yeah, we have 4th of July and we kind of stopped after our sister-in-law threw up in our bathroom sink. The whole thing was red. It was red hooch.
From the hooch.
It was clogged. I couldn't get it out.
We used to make this big thing of hooch. I don't even remember what in it. It was
Yeah.
it was high power.
It was like Hawaiian punch.
Yeah, it was Hawaiian punch based,
Yeah, all that red Hawaiian punch.
but it got every kind of liquor that you can imagine in there,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and the fruit.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oscar Gonzalez sent you a super chat.
Thank you, Oscar.
He said, I recently replaced 2 oil cooler lines in my Crown Vic. I was disappointed that it said made in China. Should I be concerned about quality?
No, the OEM stuff was probably made in China too. It is what it is, man. Just keep an eye on it.
Okay. Copenhagen. Yes, Danny Boyd. I don't know what that means.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just go with it.
Normal James is nearly normal, I've heard.
Normal James was his nickname, given to him by my friends. So because he was normal compared to, I was a little nutty. You guys have gotten the old
You were very nutty.
wore out, been there, done it. I don't want to do it anymore. Version of me.
If I didn't come from nutty, yeah,
So
I would have noticed how nutty you were.
so James got the nickname Normal James by my friends.
This is true. Some of your friends are really crazy.
I had some truly insane friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get the exhausted Tony Joe Gay says.
Yeah.
You know, Joe, it's kind of a good thing. I'm not gonna lie. You want the exhausted Tony on YouTube. You don't want the other one.
Here's the thing, right? I've never had a job. And I've always just flown by the seat of my pants. And when you don't have the discipline of a job, like, you got to be at the same place every day and you have a routine, when you don't have that, then it's like you're always looking for some sort of adventure, some sort of thing to break monotony, something. So I've got, like, literally an entire life of, like, Saturday afternoons. You get your work done, you get your chores done, whatever it is, and then, you go do the fun thing that's been my entire existence. So I have a lot of stories. I've covered a lot of ground, seen a lot of things, done a lot of things, just by virtue of the fact that I'm hardcore unemployable. And that's the truth. I am hardcore unemployable. When I was a kid, I assaulted, oh please, I had, oh God, I wouldn't even go into that. I wouldn't even get into that.
You're a little crazy.
Yeah, I was a little crazy.
But you had friends that were crazier.
I had friends that were crazier than me. I was the stable one. But I always have been stable. Like, I've never been broke.
Yeah, he's always been stable.
I've always worked, you know what I mean? Like, I always put my work first. No playing around until all of the serious business is taken care of. So, and that's probably why I managed to get to the point that I am, in my life.
Did anybody call you Uncle Tony before the YouTube channel Mexican Spec Lesson?
No. I didn't want to use my real name for a bunch of different reasons, but mostly because
he wanted a made-up name that wasn't his name.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really care what it was.
I didn't
want to be Tony. I won't even say it. I won't even say your name.
I didn't want the things I was doing on YouTube to reflect on what I did in the magazines.
Like, you don't want people to follow you just because of the magazine.
Right, exactly. Like, I wanted the magazine life to be behind me, and now we're going to do a new thing, right? So I didn't want to use my name. So the reason I came up with Uncle Tony is because for a few weeks, month, I don't know, when we were trying to figure out how to do this channel, and because I could not get 2 sentences out. It was terrible, right?
It was really bad.
It was really terrible.
Really bad. Really
and I didn't get the swing of it until we had been doing it for like a year or so. So I've been watching a bunch of. I used to like binge watch like Tourette's guy. I loved Tourette's guy. And there was a guy named Uncle Rob. Okay, so I think he still has videos up. There's a guy named Uncle Rob, and he used to do all of these things. It would always end up with him dousing something with gasoline. Yeah. Right? But the way he did his videos was like he would speak a sentence and then he would say, and then, so like he would be like, so first you take the lighter, right, and then you take the effing, and then you fill it with gasoline and light it, right? So I says, wait, I can do that. If I follow that basic formula, I can spit out sentences.
You really couldn't talk.
Because I really couldn't talk. You watch my earliest videos, and I'm just like, please, I'm talking like a mile a minute. My eyes are all crazy.
I tried to film you, and like you couldn't spit a sentence out.
So
it's hard for you.
I tried the Uncle Rob version of I flat out ripped off Uncle Rob, and I said, well, I'll be Uncle Tony.
Yeah, so, but you don't do what he does.
No. I mean, as far as
Yeah.
the way he would make his videos,
Right.
I just copied
Well, I didn't know
what
how to
he
shoot
did.
videos either, so
Yeah.
why would we know that?
So if you watch, we did a bunch of early ones, but if you watch everything you want to know about an Edelbrock carburetor in under a minute, that was like the
It was a good
formula
video,
we
though.
used. It was a good video. It's one of the few that I didn't take
Yeah.
down. I took down
It's a
a
good
bunch of our
video.
early videos because they were terrible. I mean, they were really, really bad.
I know.
So, yeah, everything you want to know about an Edelbrock carbon under a minute was like of that. That's the formula that I used to get started with this. What?
No, nothing. I'm just thinking. It's 8:49.
Wow,
I know.
that's went fast.
Mm-hmm.
Do we still have anybody on?
Yeah, there's some people on. There's 224 persons on.
Wow, did any of them like it?
169 persons liked it.
That's it?
That's it.
Ah, see, now this is gonna drive me to drinking.
I'll make the bucket of hooch.
We'll make the bucket of hooch. Oh my God.
Oh, it's too funny.
No, I'm happy. When I was a young girl growing up in Poland, I could never imagine such things, but
Oh my goodness.
Here we
That's
are.
funny. We're joking. We're not making hooch.
and it wasn't a young girl growing up in Poland.
Scarlet Fire says Johnny Carson admitted he copied Jack Benny's style when he interviewed Jack on the Tonight Show. Oh yeah.
Everybody's got a copy.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, like, how you gonna know how to do
There's
something?
very few
Yeah.
really original people out there. Everybody's kind of
Well,
like
to get started, you have to,
To get
watch
started,
somebody
yeah,
and
you have to
say,
have
okay,
some-
this is how this is done.
yeah, you
you
need
know?
like some kind of compass
Yeah,
to go by.
right. You can't. Otherwise, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
And that goes for everything. Oh my goodness.
What do you want, Molly Jane?
The pony remark? What's the pony remark? I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. 200 incoming. What? A template. Are they speaking in code in my
Yeah.
chat? Don't stop.
They're
Wait.
passing subversive messages to each other.
Steinfeld. What? What? Seinfeld. Yeah, well, okay. They're speaking in code. Is there any truth to Holly floating more CFM?
Say that again?
Is there any truth to Holly flowing more CFM?
Yes. Yes. So you take a 600, a Holly's rated 600 CFM, and a Edelbrock Carter style carburetor that's rated 600 CFM. The Holly flows about 10% more.
It's a Seinfeld episode, flow states. Says, okay. I was lost for a minute. Okay. So we're kind of done now, right?
Are we?
It's almost 9 o'clock, isn't it?
That flew. That was
yeah,
crazy.
it's 8:52.
You
We
had
have a
2
few
bananas.
minutes. I actually ate 2 bananas.
You did eat,
which
see?
is much
And you had
more
some of your
bananas
berries
than I
there?
usually eat.
What else did you eat? Did you eat some of the nuts?
I had some of the nuts.
Look at you.
Craig Simpson sent you a super chat.
Thank you, Kirk.
Says thanks for revving up the engines from Monday.
Rev up the engine!
Oh,
Oh, no, what was that? Roll up your
Roll up
windows!
your windows. Oh, God. It's funny.
It's been a crazy trip. This has been a. It's funny. I'm just thinking to myself. So 5 years down the road, right? I don't know how long I'll do YouTube, but whatever it is, the next thing that I do is I'm going to be telling somebody stories about the days that I used to do YouTube, and I'm going to look at it. I'm sure you
And we
did.
would throw banana peels at each other. Right? Here.
All right. So
Okay.
our mods are. Oh, sorry, yes. Our awesome mods. Zero Mexican Spec Fubar, guys. Thank you so much. I think they're in the keep tonight, right? Hey. We can't fight till we're off of YouTube. Quiet. I'm Maggie. You're such a good girl. Everybody contributed to Super Chat. Thank you so much. Dog treats. It keeps them quiet. You guys paid for it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
And everybody who participated, contributed with your presence and your conversation, thank you equally. I have nothing I want to promote, nothing I want to talk about. I just want to end. And
That's what?
I just want it to end.
It's just supposed to end. What about Happy Memorial Day?
Well,
Happy
you can't
Memorial.
have a
Well,
happy
it's not
Memorial
happy.
Day.
It's not a happy day, but yeah.
Right.
Memorial Day,
Yes.
everybody. Yes.
Right. And that's it.
Yeah. That is it.
Good night. Make it stop.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.